ahli-ahli yang berhormat, seterusnya saya ingin menjemput dengan hormatnya Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah, Menteri Belia, Sukan dan Pembangunan Usahawan, untuk menyampaikan ucapan perkulugannya untuk kementerian tersebut. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Sarawak, salam kusayang, salam Sarawak maju makmur. Belia negara tonggak wawasan, kualiti dan integriti, tegas kepimpinan. Jelajah belia segenap tempat dan kawasan, menyantuni setiap aspirasi dan pesanan. Semangat rentap laungan keramat, gendang dicanang, tekat dipaku. Kegemilangan sukan bagai azimat, demi-Mu Sarawak, Ibu Pertiwiku. Usahawan belia kita lahirkan, program YES diperhebat berterusan. Digitalisasi ekonomi kita lestarikan, Sarawak maju makmur, belia berwawasan. Datuk Speaker, saya ingin mengucapkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan kepada Yang Amat Tuan Yang Terutama Yang di-Pertua Negeri Sarawak di atas ucapan sempena pembukaan Mesyuarat Pertama bagi Penggal Kedua Persidangan Dewan Undangan Negeri Ke-19 pada 15 hari bulan Mei 2020. Khususnya dalam mempersiapkan belia kita dari segi pengetahuan dan juga kemahiran perniagaan, serta mempertingkatkan daya saing mereka untuk menceburi bidang keusahawanan dan memperkasakan daya tahan seiring dengan pengembangan ekonomi pada masa kini. Memandangkan kita akan meraihkan ulang tahun ke-60 kemerdekaan Sarawak dengan bertemakan Sarawak Maju Makmur, para pemimpin dan rakyat Sarawak akan terus menyokong GPS di bawah kepimpinan dan juga bimbingan Yang Amat Berhormat Premier Sarawak, Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Johari, Bintun Datuk Abang Haji Oping, dalam memacu pembangunan dan seterusnya menjadikan Sarawak negeri termaju di Malaysia. Di bawah Post-COVID-19 Development Strategy atau PCDS 2030, kementerian saya akan terus mengadakan jaringan kerjasama dan penglibatan serta menganjurkan lebih banyak lagi acara sukan dalam usaha menjadikan Sarawak sebagai Nation Sports Powerhouse. Seterusnya menyumbang kepada pertumbuhan ekonomi kita. Datuk Speaker, Youth Development, the Ministry's aspiration. My ministry endeavours to promote the aspirations of our youth by advocating policies for Sarawak youth developmental initiatives aimed to align with the PCDS 2030 by implementing programs that are in line with its objective, such as economic prosperity, social inclusivity, and sustainable achievement, sustainable environment. Ministry's engagement. My ministry's involvement, collaboration, and engagement with agencies, higher learning institutions, private sectors, professional bodies, community leaders, youth association, and non-governmental organization would maximize and enhance Sarawak's youth talent development, both national and international level. Sesi libas urut aktiviti Kementerian Belia Sukan dan Pembangunan Usahawan throughout Sarawak is an effort made by my ministry in engaging various parties on joined-up youth development programs across sectors. My ministry, with various collaboration with other governmental agencies and NGOs such as Jabatan Belia dan Sukan Negeri Sarawak, JBS, Persatuan Mencegah Dadah Malaysia, Permadam, and others, have planned and implemented 617 comprehensive youth programs that encapsulate the important elements of education and skill trainings, nationhood and self-identity, healthy and prosperous lifestyle, leadership, volunteerism and civil society, entrepreneurship, research and innovation, youth work professionalism, and recognition of individual and youth association. During sambutan Hari Belia Peringkat Negeri Sarawak, my ministry will also initiate digitalization programs in both national and international level. My ministry is also working very closely with Saberkas, the largest and most active youth association in Sarawak, or probably in Malaysia also, in conducting various youth programs that align with the ministry's objective. This year, Saberkas is celebrating the Golden Jubilee celebration, and there are 727 programs that has been planned, with 17 main programs as follows. Among others, blood donation campaign program, Saberkas Charity Leisure Cycle, Saberkas Active, Saberkas Prihatin Khas, Career and Education Carnival, Jelajah Usahawan Muda Saberkas, Start Business, Agriculture Fertigation Course, Creative Media Literacy, Carnival Sukan Saberkas, Digital Economy Empowerment Workshop, Sambutan Kemuncak Jubilee Mas Saberkas, Larian Saberkas, Saberkas Youth Talent, Youth Rampayan Dance Competition, donation of dialysis machine, car boot sales, and Jeraya Bobo Lambuk Saberkas, among others. When you have got 727 programs, and in 1 year you have got only 365 days. So you can safely say practically every day we have got 2 programs. Yeah. As of now, 215 various programs have been conducted at the different branches and units throughout Saberkas. Youth development strategies. My ministry is aware that many youth facing uncertainties about their future as a result of technological change, demographic and social exclusion. More than ever, they need to be resilient and able to adapt to these challenges. In today's interconnected world, youth should acquire the necessary skills to contribute to Sarawak. With this, my ministry has come up with strategies via engagement, connection, and empowering the youth. Engage. It is very important for my ministry to engage the youth and improve the impact of policy decision on youth through dialogues or town hall and addressing their needs across sectors. The main program is Jelajah Belia Sarawak, which was initially implemented in 2019, covering 40 districts statewide. So far, we have covered 23 districts and Dun, involving a total of 21,550 youth. In our effort to further enhance youth engagement and outreach towards our anak-anak Sarawak outside of Sarawak, my ministry will embark on Jelajah Belia Sarawak in Sabah as well as in Johor, West Malaysia. These programs will involve the participation of young Sarawakians that are living or studying in these 2 states. We hope that these programs will achieve Our objective in enhancing youth engagement and outreach, as well as in empowering our anak-anak Sarawak with leadership and positive qualities that are beneficial to them in the future. My set, Go Rural, or the Ministry Going Rural program, is another engagement strategy by my ministry to facilitate the development of youth sports and young entrepreneurship throughout Sarawak. My ministry has planned Turun Padang program with a visit to 5 rural areas, namely Long Semado in Lawas, Long Seridan in Baram, Long Busan in Belaga, Semop in Rejang, and Banting in Lingga. My ministry will also continue to do more programs in the future in order to broaden service outreach towards the rural youth. The highlight of youth programs is Hari Belia Sarawak. For the first time this year, the celebration will be in Kapit. Kapit Sarawak as an effort in reaching out to the youth in the heart of Borneo. Connectivity or connection. My ministry has the initiative to connect young people together across Sarawak and beyond to foster voluntary engagement, solidarity and intercultural understanding. Among the programs are Juh Sumke at Miri and Jum Sumke at Kuching that successfully gathered a total of 6,000 youth and community by encouraging the youth to become active citizens, agents of solidarity, and active change towards intercultural understanding. I attended the one in Kuching, actually, at the Padang Central. It was quite a surprise. Even the premier was quite surprised. It was the first time it was held at Padang Central Babuka Puasa. We were targeting at that time maybe about 1,000 plus. But the number of youth participants that come down on their own just to be there for the breaking of fast during last Ramadan comes to almost about 5,000. And it was I was quite amazed to see the response, the support from the public, especially on the youth, by the youth. In alignment with the spirit of MA 63, my ministry is planning to implement the Youth Cultural Exchange Program. This program is an initiative to promote solidarity and understanding for other cultures, as well as strengthening ties between the youth in Sarawak, Sabah, and West Malaysia or Peninsula Malaysia. It is imperative for our youth to be given the opportunities to broaden their outlook by learning other cultures in Malaysia, thus empowering them to be creative, dynamic, and knowledgeable. Digital technologies have revolutionized young people's life in many ways, and youth development programs need to consider both opportunities and challenges. Bengkel e-commerce, MySet TikTok entrepreneur, Youth Biz GoPro, and e-video are among programs will be implemented by my ministry in equipping youth with digital skills, tapping the potential of social media, and fostering critical and creative thinking. Empowerment. At the core of youth empowerment is the belief that the youth are capable of incredible things. When youth have exposure to inspire ideas and opportunities and the tools to build their confidence, my ministry believes it will align with our vision in making Sarawak youth a world-class youth. My ministry empowers the youth through Sarawak Youth Creative Industry Fund, or in short, SYCIF, a total of 64 youth associations and individuals in Sarawak have already benefited from this fund. Since its implementation, more talented youth has participated in international programs, venture into digital creative content, as well as contributed to the community through their innovations. Therefore, we urge the youth to apply for the fund and to develop their talents and to add values to their programs. Dato' Speaker, mass sport programs. Sarawak Active. In sync with my ministry's support for all, sports for all, vision under the flagship of Sarawak Active program, a total of 34 main activities encompassing fitness activities, recreational games, extreme sports, and traditional games have been strategically underlined in the 2023 Ministry Sport Event Calendar, expecting to meet the various needs, preference of its targeted group throughout Sarawak. The main events are outdoor adventure race, tug of war competition, international extreme sport competition for BMX, freestyle, skateboards, aggressive inline and wall climbing competition, as well as obstacle races. The programs will kick off in Lawas, Limbang, on the 27th and 28th of May, the end of this month, 2023, in conjunction with the Sambutan Perayaan 60 Tahun Sarawak Merdeka. Concurrently, it will follow through to the various other divisions, and its final will be in Kuching on the 21st of July 2023. Incorporating the philosophy of strategic and smart partnership, our engagement with the various NGOs throughout Sarawak will pave the way for direct involvement, instilling a sense of belonging towards the activities among the communities. New sports, obstacle sports. My ministry is in the midst of discussing the proposed Southeast Asian Obstacle Sports Championship in Kuching, Sarawak, on the 4th to the 6th of September 2023. Based on the indication of growing interest, especially among our Malaysian youth, particularly to the achievement of the Malaysian obstacle race athletes in the recent SEA Games in Cambodia, undisputedly, our local youth will have more advantage while capitalizing on the future locally established training center in Kuching. Sarawak has the potential to be the hub for developing champion obstacle race athletes in various level championships in the near future. Esports. Dato' Speaker, my ministry is continuously collaborating with Sarawak Esports Association, or SESA, in creating esports development platform, such as organizing esports competition and development program to produce future champions for this country. In developing the esports throughout Sarawak, my ministry, SESA, other governmental agencies and NGOs had organized Sarawak Esports Expo 2023 on the 16th to the 19th of March 2023 in Kuching. It was really attended by many from all over ASEAN countries actually. There are more than 1,000 participants, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, about 1,600. The grand final, which include esports forum and workshop, grand final of My Borneo eForce Invitational 2.0, Sarawak Esports Championship 2023, and Gaming Peripheral Expo and Healthy Gaming Exhibition, with a total of 1,630 national and international participants. Apart from that, we are also planning to organize physical and visual esports competition on this coming July. Sharing the good news here is that in the recent 32nd SEA Games Cambodia 2023. Our Sarawakian athletes, Muhammad Nabil Nazaruddin, won bronze medal in PUBG or PUBG team event category. This is a result of our talent development program, which has produced a world-class athlete in esports. Strategic collaboration. Our strategic partner, Jabatan Belia dan Sukan Negeri Sarawak, OJBS, is planning to conduct 5 programs with 19 activities in the first half of 2023, with the participation of 350,770 local communities. Among the programs are sport staking challenges, fit at community, class or swimming, Inspire iTalent, and Synergy Inspire. The way forward for 2023. This year, my ministry is constantly promoting the traditional sports and sukan rakyat, which include tarik tali, sepak raga bulatan, tating, batak Lampung, gusti payu. I saw on TV also for the festival Bedundun. The one in Lomba Kerbau is also a traditional sport. Definitely we want to help also. In parallel, and many more in Sarawak, in parallel with my ministry's vision, Sports for All. In addition, my ministry strongly support new sports association to be established in Sarawak, such as obstacle sports, functional fitness, pickleball, jombola, woodball, and many more. We believe that this new sport would be globalized in the future, and Sarawak will achieve the state visions as the sport nation powerhouse by 2030. As we join forces with the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Sarawak, we are also promoting sport tourism in Sarawak, such as Decafit, Spartan Race, and Functional Fitness Competition. Sarawak Open, apart from hosting the marathon, the Kuching Marathon, as well as the Sarawak Miri Marathon. Sarawak is the only state in Malaysia which is hosting 2 international marathons, which is given accreditation by AIM, or Association of International Marathon. There are 5 international marathons in Malaysia. 2 are in Sarawak, 1 is in Sabah, 1 is Kuala Lumpur, and the other one is the Penang Bridge Marathon. These events will be attracting participation nationwide, as well as our neighboring countries, such as Brunei, Singapore, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Australia. In addition, we are also targeting on convention and exhibition that are related to sports held in Sarawak, such as Sarawak Esports Expo, or SAREC 2023, Sarawak International Sports Forum and Workshop 2023, the 17th Asian Association for Sport Management, or AASM Conference 2023, and the 4th Asia Pacific Conference on Performance Analysis of Sports 2023, targeting up to 3,000 participants. Dato' Speaker, Sarawak Sports Corporation and Majlis Sukan Negeri Sarawak, MSNS. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate our golden athletes, achievers, in the recent 32nd SEA Games Cambodia 2023. Among them, Grace Wong Ziu Mei in women's hammer throw, Enric McCartney Anak Harold in diving men's individual, Kimberly Bong Kian Ping also in diving women 3 meters springboard individual, Nur Humaira Abdul Karim, oh ada sama nama dengan saya ini, and her sister actually, they are these 2 sisters from Bintulu, Nurul Hidayah Abdul Karim. Both of them got gold medal in Taekwondo Ponce. Over the years, Sarawak athletes have made names for Sarawak at international level. Recent outstanding performances in certain sports such as diving, athletic, golf, swimming and others have brought pride to the people of Sarawak. In the recent 32nd SEA Game in Cambodia, there are 40 athletes from Sarawak representing Malaysia. And 23 of our athletes, out of the 40, 23 of our athletes managed to grasp or to bring back 5 gold, 8 silver and 10 bronze medals. So that's quite an achievement for our athletes from Sarawak. Sukan Malaysia, Sukma Ke-21, Sarawak 2024. Sarawak was entrusted to host the upcoming 21st Sukma 2024 on the 16th of March 2023 by the Jawatan Kuasa Tertinggi Sukma. I was there attending that meeting, I still remember. This is an honor for Sarawak to host the Games in such a short cycle after the year 2016. The last time we become host was in 2016. It should go to the other states and then come back after 14 years. But somehow, probably the other states are not able to be daring enough to host it, partly because of cost or probably maybe because they are preparing for the state election, too busy. You know lah, in Semenanjung, everything is politics. No, everybody said no. We take this opportunity to prepare our athletes in targeting to grab the championship. Whereas in 2016, we came close to becoming champion when the game was held in Sarawak. We fall short of just 2 gold medals. If we had managed to get 1 gold medal plus with the silver and bronze, we would have been champion at the time. But we are not going to repeat that mistake, what in 2016. This time it's going to be Sarawak becoming champion. And I've told Sarawak Sports Corporation, I've told the Timbalan Menteri who's looking after sport, I want Sarawak to be a runaway winner this time, not just champion. Yeah. We are proposing for the 21st Sukma Games to be held in Sarawak, to be held from the 17th to the 24th of August 2024. But this is subject to, again, our national body, Jawatan Kuasa Tertinggi Sukma, agreeing to those dates. Among the initiatives from Majlis Sukan Negeri Sarawak are as follows: sending our potential athletes to overseas for exposure, training and competition, as well as attachment training with other athletes of or states or countries. This will help to improve their performance as well as their confidence, both physically and mentally. Apart from that, engaging overseas and with local consultants who have specialized in coaching and technical sports to guide and rectify our shortcomings in order to enhance our team competitiveness. Thirdly, inviting other state or national teams to train with us at our own training venue, sharing sport knowledge and identify strength and shortcoming of our team, gain experience and opportunities. Tour games. Fourthly, tour games with other state-level athletes for adapting them to get used with the competition atmosphere. Fifthly, recruiting qualified coaches to improve our coaching quality. And of course, even though it's not stated here, to change the mindset of the athletes. They must be able to think like champion. If you go into any sport thinking just to participate, but not able to think that you can beat the best in that particular race or whatever it is, you can never become champion. How to manage the mindset. In lieu of our vision to be the best Sukma in record, we have the honor to have the Right Honorable Premier of Sarawak to be our patron for the main committee for the hosting of this next year's Sukma. The organizing committee is established on the 19th of April 2023, chaired by the Honorable State Secretary of Sarawak, to ensure the smooth running of the whole event. To share the excitement of Sukma among fellow Sarawakians in various parts of Sarawak. We want all Sarawakians to be able to be there to support, to enjoy Sukma. That's the reason why we do not want to have Sukma only to be hosted in Kuching. Sarawak is a big state. We want as many places as possible. The pride of all Sarawakians, able to go to the stadium, able to go to the halls to give their support. There are 8 divisions, namely Kuching, Semerahan, Seri Aman, Betung, Sibu, Mukah, Bintulu, and Miri, which has been identified and proposed to host the 32 sports that have been agreed and by the national body. This is after taking into consideration the venues and facilities, as well as the accommodation, logistic, transportation, and local community support for chosen sports. I can see the enthusiasm from the division. There are certain sports where I get calls from the local representative, local sport leaders asking, can you have this sport in this division? So we have to really, but I love to see that kind of spirit, which I believe it will culminate during Sukma itself, when you have got that kind of support. I'm very, very sure our athletes who are competing in any of the events that they are competing will be able to excel once Sukma comes in. If all the sports are in Kuching, Kuching is the support will be less because there are just too many. So you can pick and choose. So if there are only 2 or 3 in Seri Aman, 2 or 3 in Betung, a few in Sibu, with these limited spots, everybody will converge there. After taking into consideration the venues, the facilities, the accommodation, logistics, transportation, and local community support, we make this decision to identify the 8 places, 8 divisions. And then indirectly, this will also boost the local economy. The hotels, the transportation company, the restaurants, those who are making crafts and all that. And that's why, in some way, I believe there will be a little bit of excitement when these events are being hosted in the other divisions in Sarawak. Apart from Radio Television Malaysia or RTM, we are also planning to engage with TVS. They have come and see me. We will try to bring how we want to create that love, that interest for the sports, as well as to build up that feeling of patriotism through TVS, interviewing the potential medalists, running capsule programs, and broadcasting live telecasts of events at different venues via Sukma or even before Sukma started. With the success factors such as full preparation of athletes, venues and facilities, and efficient organizing committee, we wish to realize our dream to become the champion once again after our victory gained in the year 1990, 1992, and 1994. Can you just imagine, the last time we were champion, overall champion, was in 1994. It has become very elusive. We have not been able to capture back that crown. But partly sports, there are lots of politics in sports. That is the unfortunate part. Some states that become hosts If they know they are very good in a certain sport, they will increase the number of acara and events for that sport. They increase it just to get more gold medals. As much as possible, we wouldn't be like that. I look at it as well as MSN. We look at it. Are those sports in the Olympic? Are those sports in the Asian Games? Are those sports in the SEA Games? If these are core sports in those, we should build it up. Sometimes it's quite unfortunate. We see sports like water polo. Sarawak used to be very, very strong in water polo. But it was just because water polo involves so many athletes. The other states or the national councils feel it might be too costly. It has not been held in Sukma for many, many years. So Sarawak, which used to be a powerhouse in water polo, the whole sport hilang. But we are trying to revive back. We cannot look at sports just from how many medals you are going to get. We have to look at it objectively, because there are many swimmers who might not be sprinters in the pool. So if they are not good, they can be in water polo, where it's more about endurance and all that. Yeah, that also applies to the other sports, where we hope we could bring them back. We do not want to see, if possible, this Sukma ada, next Sukma tidak ada. The moment it stops halfway that way, there will be a break of 4 years, because Sukma is held every 2 years. If that athlete is 18 years old, there's no Sukma being held for that particular sport. By that time, he will be 22. He will not be eligible if another state were to host it 4 years' time. So that's why sometimes I hope the National Sukma Committee do look at it positively, have this kind of sport, make sure we go for it. Boxing was supposed to be dropped for the Sukma. I bid for it, I make sure, but then it was given back by federal. I'm very happy. So boxing will be there, and we do hope that our boxers, we do have a pool of good boxers, boxing athletes, and we hope that they will produce medals in this Sukma actually. Among the sport with high potential to win gold for Sarawak are 10-pin bowling, swimming, athletics, taekwondo, silat, shooting, archery, lawn tennis, volleyball, squash, diving, muay thai, gymnastics, golf, weightlifting, table tennis, wushu, judo, rugby, lawn bowls, boxing, petong, e-sports, cycling, and sepak takraw. In order to enhance our excellence and strengthen the performance of our athletes in Sukma 2024 for the participation in the 32 sports that have been agreed, Sarawak Sports Corporation, through High Performance Division, focuses on the ongoing application of sports science sport, which includes psychology, nutrition, strength and conditioning, rehab and recovery, and performance analysis. We are also developing sports coaching education, strategic management, high-performance sport development system, games and research development. This initiative has been planned, implemented and monitored to ensure effectiveness of the delivery of each sport science support mentioned. Foreseeing that hosting the 21st Sukma 2024 is a massive undertaking, my ministry has come up with a comprehensive planning to address the potential issues and challenges that has been identified. Sarawak Sports Corporation has strategically laid out and implemented corrective and preventive maintenance plans in phases for most of our sport facilities, ensuring sustainability and conducive usage during the Sukma events and many others in future, including social events. Sukan Sarawak, or Suksa, the third Sukan Sarawak 2023. Majlis Sukan Negeri Sarawak and Sarawak Sports Corporation has proposed to host Suksa 3, the third time, in Cebu on the 19th until the 21st of December 2023. Suksa is prepared, Suksa is planned 1 year before Sukma. It is for us to select also our Sukma athletes as well as to condition them prior to Sukma. Suksa are sports which are held among the various divisions in Sarawak. Among the 4 zones that will compete in this Suksa game in Cebu, which comprises of the Northern Zone, Limbang, Miri, Bintulu, Central Zone, Muka, Cebu, Kapit, Western Zone, Serike, Betung, Sri Aman, and the Southern Zone, Kuching, Samarahan, Serian. The last winner of Suksa, or Suksa 2, it was the Northern Zone, the Muka, the Miri, Limbang, and Bintulu. Somehow they are very, very strong, all those in the northern region. Datuk Speaker, youth entrepreneur development. Entrepreneurship is increasingly shifting towards digitalization as well as the use of digital technology becoming prevalent in all aspects of business. Adoption of digital technology is the key to entrepreneurial success in this digital age. When digitalization leads to the use and integration of digital technology in business processes and operation, then entrepreneurs, especially the youth, need to be prepared and equipped with digitalization skills. My ministry has designed the Youth Entrepreneur Setup, or in short, YES, YES, Youth Entrepreneur Setup 2.0 program to make it more friendly for the youth to accept the digital economy as a way to create more efficient, innovative and scalable business after the success of YES 1 in introductory phase of entrepreneurship motivation, business registration and licensing, and financial aid. This program will be implemented in the third quarter of this year in line with PCDS 2030 to achieve a developed and high-income Sarawak by 2030, as well as providing and cultivating digitalization among Sarawak youth entrepreneurs in all aspects of entrepreneurship. To cater programs and activities involving youth entrepreneurship in digitalization through various approaches will include, firstly, providing access to digital tools and processes and resources. Young entrepreneurs need access to digital tools and resources to help them develop and grow their businesses. This includes access to high-speed internet, software development tools, and cloud-based storage services. Secondly, offer training and mentoring programs. Youth entrepreneurship programs is focusing on developing digital skills such as coding, digital marketing, and e-commerce. Equip our young entrepreneurs via leveraging of technology to grow their businesses, whereas mentoring program is providing guidance and support to young entrepreneurs as they navigate and explore into the digital landscape. Thirdly, create a supportive ecosystem. My ministry is collaborating with business players and other stakeholders such as Tabung Ekonomi Gagasan Anak Sarawak, or TEGAS, and Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation, or SDEC, to create an environment that supports youth entrepreneurship. These include formulating policies to incentivize innovation and digital entrepreneurship funding opportunities for young entrepreneurs and access to network of investors and other entrepreneurs. Fourthly, encourage collaboration and networking, organizing events, workshops, and other opportunities for young entrepreneurs to collaborate and broaden their network, foster innovation and exchange of ideas. Highlight success stories. My ministry will conduct the success story sharing session through mass media, social media, events, and other marketing channels by showcasing the young successful entrepreneurs who have harnessed digital technology to inspire others and boost their confidence to pursue entrepreneurship and embrace digitalization. In making such program a success, my ministry will also collaborate with other government and private sectors and agencies, NGOs and associations in implementing and supporting entrepreneurship programs, especially in the digital economy that target the youth. The third speaker, development projects. According to Nelson Mandela, sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. That is the word of Nelson Mandela. My ministry has been very passionate in empowering and supporting sportsmen to achieve their mission and also dream to lift the name of the nation. We are fortunate that the persistent effort by the state government have benefited particularly in strengthening communities, advancing social bonds, and supporting youth throughout Sarawak. Sport facilities is one of the fundamental components of engaging in physical activities. With that, the state government has embarked on an initiative to construct and upgrade sport facilities and social infrastructure in relation with sports and games. With 21 Project Rakyat and 16 12 Malaysia Plan physical project approved, my ministry is paving a path in providing the locals, especially the youth, communities and sportsmen with a conducive, safe and standard sport facilities. At present, a total of Ringgit Malaysia 274.5 million has been approved under Project Rakyat and 12 Malaysia Plan to be implemented under projects and programs throughout the state. My ministry, together with Jabatan Kerja Raya, Sarawak Sports Corporation, Local Council and Bintulu Development Authority, BDA, will continue to work together in ensuring all projects will be implemented and completed as scheduled. With the soon completion of Project Mini Sports Complex at Pekanbaru, Project Cadangan Menaik Taraf Stadium Balingian, Cadangan Menaik Taraf Dewan Suara Seri Aman, Sarawak Sport Village, the proposed cricket ground, the Wushu Hall, which I just have the earthbreaking 2 days ago. It will be able to cater a place for athletes training and recreation, as well as providing facilities for event organizers. In order to achieve our target of quality athletes under the mid-term review, my ministry has included proposed upgrading and refurbishment of existing sports complex or sports facilities. The projects are as follows. Firstly, upgrading of Stadium Sarawak, 10 million. Proposed improvement work to Bintangor Sports Complex, 5 million. Cadangan Menaik Taraf Complex Sukan Matu, 5 million. Proposed improvement work to Pakan Sports Complex, 3.5 million. Cadangan Naik Taraf Complex Sukan Samarahan, 3.5 million. Naik Taraf Baik Pulih Kompleks Sukan Lembang and Stadium Tertutup Lembang, 3.5 million. Proposed improvement work to Kapit Indoor Stadium 2.5 million, refurbishment Pusat Gasing Petrajaya into Boxing and Muay Thai Center 1 million. If I can recall, that Pusat Gasing has never been used from the time it was established. That's the reason why we want to turn it into boxing as well as Muay Thai center. You build the facility without probably doing a proper feasibility study. That's what happened. Yeah. Kerja naik taraf dan baik pulih perkampungan sukan Petronas Miri 3 million. Proposed improvement work to swimming pool in Kota Samarahan 2 million. Swimming pool Serike upgrading lah 2 million. Swimming pool Sri Aman 2 million. Swimming pool Kapit 2 million. Swimming pool Limbang 2 million. Proposed improvement work to Asajaya Sports Complex. This is to comply with relevant international standard recognition for us to host events and training centers for athletes in the future. Meanwhile, my ministry has also submitted several projects proposals under midterm review for districts that do not have sport facilities. Datuk Speaker, organizational restructuring. In order to keep up with the pace of the post-COVID-19 era and the increasing responsibilities, and to achieve our vision of world-class youth and sports for all and excellent youth entrepreneurship by 2020, my ministry and Sarawak Sports Corporation are in the midst of restructuring our organization set up to address the issues of manpower shortage, as well as to ensure that we are able to provide the best and effective management and implementation of all events and programs to our youth athletes as well as young entrepreneurs. My ministry is also planning to revisit the relevancy of Dewan Suara policy, roles, management and development to keep up with the progress of this competitive post-COVID era. Issues raised up by Ahli-Ahli Yang Berhormat on matters related to Ministry of Youth, Sports and Entrepreneur Development Sarawak. I would like to thank Ahli-Ahli Yang Berhormat from Repok, from Meradong, Tebedek, Pujut, Semunjan, Tanjung Datuk, Engkelili, Tanjung Batu, Tamin, Kelakar, Telian, Kerian, Lingga, Tupong, Beting Maru and Batu Danau for their issues, proposals and suggestions raised in relation to youth, sports and entrepreneur development and sport facilities throughout the state. The government will continue to formulate and implement various youth sports and entrepreneur development programs and activities in Sarawak to produce healthy, creative and skillful youth as well as high-performance athletes. In conclusion, Datuk Speaker, saya ingin mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Tan Sri Datuk Amar Speaker dan Datuk Speaker Timbalan dan semua warga Dewan Undangan Negeri di atas kecemerlangan dan komitmen yang tinggi bagi melancarkan persidangan kali ini. Tidak dilupakan juga kepada Yang Berhormat Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak dan semua ketua-ketua jabatan negeri dan juga persekutuan termasuk staf kementerian saya yang telah bertungkus lumus menyediakan input dan juga informasi serta sokongan padu. Masih belum terlewat untuk saya mengucapkan Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, Selamat Hari Raya Aidil Adha yang akan datang, Selamat Hari Wesak, Selamat Hari Gawai Gayu Guru Gerai Nyamai Lantang Senang. Kepada semua rakan-rakan yang meraihkannya. Dengan ini saya ingin menutup ucapan pengulungan bagi Kementerian Belia Sukan dan Pembangunan Usahawan Sarawak dengan 3 rakap pantun. Dari Lawas ke Tanjung Datuk, konvoi kembara jelajah Sarawak. Bersamalah kita berganding bahu demi sukan untuk Sarawak. Sarawak Merdeka 60 tahun bertema Sarawak Maju Makmur. Infrasukan rancak dibangun. Lahirkan juara di medan tempur. Sukma Sarawak tahun hadapan. 32 sokan dipertandingkan. Agi hidup, agi ngelaban. Juara keseluruhan kita impikan. Wabillahi taufik wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sekian, terima kasih.
Terima kasih Yang Berhormat Menteri. Just one observation from your reply from the chair. It is not worthy to refer to your reply at page 12, I think, or 11 and 12. For the 5 young Sarawakian athletes who got gold at the Sea Games, they deserve the acknowledgement of this August House. I mean, from the chair especially, I believe. A round of applause for them. Thank you, Yang Berhormat, for your very comprehensive reply. Now, may I call Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Dr. Stephen Rundi Anak Utong, Menteri Industri Makanan, Komoditi dan Pembangunan Wilayah untuk menyampaikan ucapan pergolongan. Persilakan Yang Berhormat.
Terima kasih Datuk Speaker. Selamat tengah hari dan salam sejahtera, salam Sarawakku sayang kepada semua yang hadir di chamber pada pagi ini. Tuan Speaker, firstly, I would like to join the other honourable members of this August House in congratulating and thanking Tuan Yang Terutama for his inspiring words and invaluable advice during his address at the opening of this Dewan Undangan Negeri, sitting on the 15th May 2023. I am encouraged by Tuan Yang Terutama's confidence in the Sarawak government efforts to make Sarawak as a net food exporter, as well as to increase the income of the farming community. Datuk Speaker, the agriculture sector will be transformed and modernized into a high income and sustainable sector. And this sector has contributed to 10.54% with a value of ringgit Malaysia 14.6 billion to Sarawak GDP in the year 2022. The growth in agriculture sector is largely contributed by the improved production of palm oil, which increased from 3.9 million tons in 2021 to 4 million tons in 2022. My ministry is targeting the sector to grow at 2.5% in 2023, in line with the post-COVID-19 development strategy 2030, PCDS 2030. To intensify the transformation of agriculture sector, my ministry is committed to enhance the development of existing transformative initiatives while introduce new ones focusing on ensuring food security, scaling up the agro-food sector production to generate increased export earnings, and improving the livelihood of the farming community. My ministry will continue to explore the adoption of modern technologies such as farm mechanization and digital application to boost the productivity of industrial commodities. My ministry will also committed to develop a complete supply chain for the promoted subsectors to ensure the sustainability of agriculture industry in Sarawak. The development of agricultural programs and projects will be implemented in a sustainable manner, considering the impact to climate change and agricultural practices, which is in line with SDG Sustainable Development Goals. My ministry has adopted 6 strategic thrusts that have been identified to spur the growth of Sarawak agriculture sector. In short, we will look at and focus on 1, food security, 2, to industrialize and commercialize agriculture sector, 3, to create a complete supply chain, that is infrastructure, production, distribution, downstream, and marketing. The 5th one is the transformation of the rural farming community and to increase their income. 5th one is agro-commodity development, and the 6th one, the NCR development, or to optimize the utilization of NCR land. I will go in detail each thrust. Thrust number 1, ensuring food security. That is because Sarawak remain vulnerable to food insecurity in the foreseeable future due to being reliant on imports for maintaining its food supply. Sarawak's food imports stood at ringgit Malaysia 5.6 billion in 2022. Any disruption in the supply chain of imports from exporting countries resulting in high food price spikes, which we are currently experiencing now. The persistent issue in relation to Sarawak's food security is the underdevelopment of its agro-food sector capacity. The agriculture development trend has been more on commodity crops, mainly oil palm rather than food crops. As such, it is imperative to create a balanced development between commodity and food crops to ensure sustainability development for food industry. Number 2, emphasizing paddy production. Dato' Speaker, producing sufficient supply of rice is of utmost importance to achieve food security in Sarawak. Currently, the SSL, or self-sufficiency level, for rice stood at only 34%, as compared to 42% in the year 2020. Effort must be made to revive the paddy industry to avoid further decline. The decline in rice production over the years is mainly due to the lack of paddy tertiary farm infrastructure, high cost of production, aging farmers, and stiff competition for land from other lucrative crops, i.e. oil palm. Sarawak rice and paddy production policy will be reviewed to facilitate the development of paddy and rice industry. My ministry will continue to strengthen the paddy and rice industry through the following key strategies and initiatives toward achieving targeted self-sufficiency level at 60% by the year 2030. Dato' Speaker, the development of farm infrastructure. In order to improve the production capacity of paddy areas, my ministry, through the Department of Irrigation and Drainage, DID Sarawak, is actively developing and improving agricultural infrastructure in predominantly paddy cultivated areas such as Tanjung Purum and Kampung Pueh at Lunduk. The Department of Agriculture Sarawak is rehabilitating the paddy area in Lebo Serian Division. In addition, my ministry will develop the drainage and irrigation infrastructure in 3 new areas in Kampung Mujat Serian Division, 100 hectares size of land, Selepung Panggil and Isu Gayau and Siraman Division, which is estimated around 1,000 hectares. Meanwhile, the proposed rehabilitation of 500 hectares DID Mid-Sadong 1 scheme with cost of ringgit Malaysia 30 million is that at the planning stage. About 100 hectares of Kampung Lubuk Punggol will be dedicated for the cultivation of specialty rice called biris. The effort to develop more paddy cultivation areas with tertiary farm infrastructure is a prerequisite to ensure increased rice production. Hence, my ministry has proposed additional funding to upgrade several existing DID schemes throughout Sarawak that are in dilapidated condition into tertiary infrastructure under the midterm review for 12 Malaysia Plan. Promoting mechanization and automation. My ministry has also taken various initiatives, including intensifying the adoption of farm mechanization services. However, the mechanization and automation services are limited to paddy cultivation areas with tertiary drainage and irrigation infrastructure. Several PPKs, namely PPK Sri Gading, PPK Siburan, and PPK Batang Lupa, have provided mechanization and automation services in their respective areas for land preparation and harvesting. In the year 2022, the Department of Agriculture Sarawak has assisted 160 farmers with mechanization services. The effort to intensify the mechanization and automation services in paddy farming can only be done provided more paddy areas are developed with tertiary infrastructure. Shifting to high-yielding paddy seed. Effort also been made to produce quality paddy seed towards improving paddy yield. In this regard, Department of Agriculture Sarawak has developed a designated area of 45 hectares seed farm at Stumbin, Sri Aman Division, with a tertiary irrigation. In the year 2022, Department of Agriculture Sarawak has distributed 40 metric tons of quality paddy seed to farmers. Paddy planters have been urged to replace or complement the traditional paddy varieties with high-yielding varieties. In addition, the private sector is also being encouraged to participate in the commercial production of quality and high-yielding paddy seed. Provisions of production incentives. To increase the supply of rice, the federal government has provided several production incentives. This includes input incentives and guaranteed minimum price GMP. The input incentives are Skim Baja Padi Kerajaan Persekutuan SBPKP, Skim Insentif Pengeluaran Padi SIPP, Skim Subsidi Baja dan Racun Padi Bukit SBRPB, as well as Skim Insentif Benih Padi Berkualiti. While the output incentive was provided under the Skim Subsidi Harga Padi SSHP, in the year 2022, the Department of Agriculture Sarawak has assisted around 45,000 farmers. The input incentives are aimed to lessen farmers' burden and paddy production, while the output incentive is to motivate farmers to improve their production and productivity. The government has also implemented guaranteed minimum price GMP and price subsidy to ensure farmers receive a reasonable minimum farm income, at the same time reduce incidences of poverty. The rate of GMP in Sarawak is fixed at 750 ringgit Malaysia per metric ton. However, Padi Beras Nasional Berhad, Bernas, purchases paddy from the local farmers ranging from 750 ringgit to 1,500 ringgit, based on supply and demand, as well as the quality of the paddy grain. In Peninsular Malaysia, the GMP rate for paddy is 1,200 per metric ton, while the price subsidy is 360 per metric ton. My ministry is currently negotiating with the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, KPKM, to review the rate of GMP for Sarawak to be at par with Peninsular Malaysia. Gazettement of paddy areas. This is very important, Yang Berhormat Datuk Speaker. Meanwhile, to ensure land for paddy cultivation do not losing out to other crops and to promote large-scale paddy cultivation, therefore, my ministry will propose to gazette land specifically for paddy cultivation. The gazettement of paddy areas will facilitate the introduction of public, private, and community smart partnership, PPCP, also known as Smart Sawah Berskala Besar, SMART SBB model. Hence, will spur greater private sector and community participation in paddy and rice supply chain and production. Datuk Speaker, expanding beef production. Beef subsector in Sarawak has become significantly important as the demand for beef is increasing every year. However, the pace of development for beef and subsector is still far to meet the subspecies level SSL in Sarawak. 2022, the cattle population in the state is estimated around about 17,000 heads. First, it's proposed that no slaughtering of productive cow policy. One of the strategies to increase the cattle population in Sarawak is by introducing and enforcing a policy of no slaughtering of productive cow, as practiced in Peninsular Malaysia and other countries such as Indonesia and Thailand. The introduction of this policy is imperative to achieve the targeted cattle population. My ministry is committed to achieve the targeted beef SSL of 25% on the standing population and around 60,000 head of beef cattle by the year 2030. Structured cattle breeding program. The current demand for beef is largely met by the import of live animal and of frozen or chilled beef. In order to reduce the dependency on import, my ministry will continue to implement the various initiatives to increase the local production by having structured breeding program and strengthening the existing cattle development program involving smallholders and private sector, as well as advisory and support services. Currently, about 75% of cattle population in Sarawak are under oil palm estate, and the rest of 25% cattle population are reared by smallholders. Through this development program, including cattle power scheme, high-quality breeder will be purchased to increase the population of cattle breeder. The acquired breeder stock will then be distributed to several agriculture-related agencies, as well as to deserving smallholders for breeding. A total of 5,044 heads of cattle have been distributed under cattle power scheme to 39 estates and 66 entrepreneurs since 2016. Through this program, the standing population of cattle has increased by 12,700 heads, or more than twofold. This year, 640 heads of cattle breeder will be imported from Australia with an allocation of ringgit Malaysia 5 million. In ensuring the success of these programs, my ministry has invited Sarawak Land Conservation Rehabilitation Authority, SACRA, to initiate several breeding and fattening centers in view of their vast experience as power scheme participant and complemented by large-scale oil palm plantation. I must thank SACRA for that initiative. To date, SACRA has established such a center in Syrian Division with a holding capacity of cattle breeder of 300 heads. 2 more such centers will be established in Bau in Kuching, Debak and Betong, and also division with allocation of 12 million ringgit Malaysia. These 3 centers will breed cattle through the adoption of modern breeding technology, such as artificial insemination, AI, besides providing facilities for quarantine, conditioning, treatment, fattening, and also sales. In total, these centers have the holding capacity of 1,300 heads and are expected to produce 750 calves annually by the year 2026. The farmers and the landowners in the vicinity will also benefit from these centers, acting as a contract breeders, supplier, and also raw material of animal feed. In addition, the Department of Veterinary Services Sarawak has successfully attracted the participation of private sector to boost the cattle, buffalo, and goat population. To date, Tumuduk Livestock Station in Siraman Division, Karambungan Station in Miri Division, and Maragang Livestock Station in Limbang Division have been privatized for the commercial production of cattle, buffalo, goats, and sheep. Each station is expected to produce between 500 to 1,000 heads of cattle buffalo and goat by the year 2025. Livestock Biotechnology Center. To accelerate the growth of livestock industry, my ministry is also planning to establish Livestock Technology Center in Sungai Pinang Station in Semarang Division to produce cattle semen to boost cattle population. The establishment of Biotechnology Center will allow intensification of research and development activities in modern livestock farming technology, such as artificial insemination and biotransfer. Fourth one, collaboration between international institutions in talent development. During our recent working visit to Indonesia, the Indonesian Ministry of Agriculture has expressed their willingness to collaborate with my ministry in providing technical expertise and technology transfer, particularly in the area of good animal husbandry practices, embryo transfer, and artificial insemination know-how. The Cipalang Livestock Embryo Center in Bogor, Indonesia, has expressed their commitment to provide the opportunity for Sarawak Veterinary Services Department officers to undergo training on the latest cattle breeding technology. In advancing our talent development in the field of veterinary, my recent visit to Institute Pertanian Bogor, IPB University in Indonesia, has also successfully obtained their strong commitment to accommodate Sarawak students to pursue their studies in the field of veterinary at their university. This opportunity augurs well for the livestock industry development in Sarawak, in view of our shortage of veterinarian workforce in the state, as well as the limited seats provided by the local university in veterinary field. The proposed collaboration also includes joint research and development activities with IPB University. Perhaps the Yayasan Sarawak can contribute into this endeavor. Developing animal feed industry. Dato' Speaker, animal feed is another crucial component of food security. Sarawak imported in the year 2021 total of ringgit Malaysia 1.11 billion of animal feed product in maize to produce animal feed. Currently, the livestock feed requirement in Sarawak stood at 660,000 metric ton, valued at 2.1 billion ringgit Malaysia. And Sarawak government is taking the initiative to produce feed from a local available raw material. My ministry, through SACRA, is planning to produce oil palm-based animal feed by establishing a kernel crushing plant in Lubuk Antu, in Seri Aiman Division, and is expected to commence production by fourth quarter of next year. SACRA is also venturing to produce black soldier fly meal with a local private company by using oil palm decanter cake. The insect black soldier fly larva meal is being recognized as a feed ingredient in animal feed for their protein-rich content. BCF, or black soldier fly larva meal, has been utilized as soy meal substitution to improve their nutrition. BCF larva meal will be used as ingredient formulated with palm kernel expeller, PKE, to produce animal feed and aqua feed. With this initiative, SACRA is targeting to produce 100,000 metric ton annually for formulated palm-based animal feed by the year 2026, and contributing around 10% or ringgit Malaysia 214 million to Sarawak total feed requirement. I must thank Yang Amat Berhormat Premier for his initiative to give us this idea. Hence, this initiative will reduce dependency on import and to stabilize the price of animal feed in Sarawak. Thrust number 2, industrializing the agro-food sector. Dato' Speaker, the Sarawak's food trade balance deficit has risen in the past 5 years. In the year 2021, Sarawak recorded a food trade balance deficit amounting to 4.65 billion ringgit, compared to 3.86 billion ringgit in the year 2018. In order to curb the deficit, my ministry will actively pursuing the industrialization of agriculture sector, thereby transforming it into a vibrant and profitable economic sector, shifting the sector from being associated with low income and unskilled jobs into high income profession that will also attract the young and professionals. The focus will be on several emerging agriculture subsectors and high-value agricultural products that have the potential to reduce our reliance on imports and generating greater export earnings. Emphasis will be given to establish more and larger designated farming areas, improve productivity, strengthen the food supply chain, improve the support system and services, increase farmers' knowledge and skill, as well as ensure market compliance. In short, we must be able to create a complete supply chain. The following are the key strategies and initiatives that will be pursued to spur the industrialization of the sector. Scale up production of promoted food crops. Dr. Speaker, my ministry has been aggressively promoting a development of large-scale, high-value food crops production to achieve economic of scale and producing export quality from farm products in compliance with the requirements of export markets. Among the key initiatives that would be advanced to drive the commercialization of high-value food crops include: 1, to create agro-park development, and by my ministry since 11 Malaysia Plan, the main objective of establishing the agro-park is to develop a designated area for permanent commercial scale production of food crop. The land approved for agro-park will be subdivided into plots and provided with basic infrastructure and shall be anchored by a company that possesses capital, technology, most importantly, market access and other resources. The development of agro-parks will address the pertinent structural issues of Sarawak agriculture sector, which is fragmented and inefficient agri-supply chain that are being burdened with lack of holistic planning, absence of scale, and high logistic cost. Agro-park serves to integrate production and distribution channels in consideration as the central value proposition seems to emerge as the solution for revamping the traditional supply-driven agricultural system to a more organized and demand-driven system. The associated investments in processing technologies, knowledge and skill development shall catalyze the growth of agriculture sector in Sarawak. To date, the approved 5 agro-parks located, 1 in Samarahan, Betong, Serike division, and various stages of in the various stages of implementation. Out of the 5 agro-parks, Sungai Baji in Serike is in the final stage of completing the farm infrastructure, and it is expected to commence operation in third quarter of 2023. My ministry will continue to identify more land throughout the state that are free from any encumbrances to avoid implementation delays. In this endeavor, I would like to seek full cooperation from all relevant agencies, particularly Land Survey Department, Department of Irrigation and Drainage, DID, and other relevant agencies for the smooth implementation of agro-park project. Precision Farming Park. The approved development of precision farming parks in Sungai Sibiu, Bintulu, and Kebolo Station, Miri Division are currently in the design stage, in the final design stage. The parks are a vital component of commercial scale production of high-value food crops that will be equipped with modern farming facilities such as automated machine, sensors, IoT, Internet of Things. The adoption of precise farming technology will ensure greater efficiency and productivity of high-value crop, and also be able to entice the youth to indulge in agricultural activity. Commercializing high-value indigenous food crop. We have mentioned it before in the last sitting. I'm going to create one Dabai belt. My ministry is committed to commercialize high-value indigenous food crops such as dabai, which is naturally available in certain part of Sarawak, to be promoted as a niche product. The central region of Sarawak, mainly Kapit, Song, Kanawit district, have been identified as a proposed site for the development of Dabai Belt. The region has an estimated of 13,000 good standing trees with an average production of 650 metric ton per season. To boost the Dabai production, the Department of Agriculture Sarawak will initiate a program to rehabilitate the existing Dabai trees in these areas by the year 2024. Aquaculture and deep sea fisheries. Number one, intensifying aquaculture industry development. Dato' Speaker, with her vast water bodies, Sarawak has the potential to be developed as a regional hub for fish and shrimp production. Up to now, 4 areas has been gazetted by Sarawak government as an aquaculture industrial zone, AIZ, namely Batang Air Dam in Lubuk Antu, Lobak Stoh in Rembungan, Sunda Awat-Awat in Lawas, and Selalang in Serikei, for the production of high-value fresh and brackish water fish and shrimp producers. The Department of Agriculture is also planning to gazette Bakun Dam in Blaga as AIZ by the year 2024. It has estimated potential production capacity of 40,000 metric tons with production value of almost $500 million per annum. In addition, my ministry will continue to identify suitable sites along the coastal areas to develop more aquaculture parks, to expand the production of fish and shrimp producers. To projects in aquaculture parks are important initiatives to promote sustainable development of the aquaculture industry and contribute largely to the economic growth of Sarawak. Harnessing the potential of deep sea fisheries. Sarawak deep sea fishery industry has a vast potential to be developed. Currently, there are 10,828 registered fishermen and 5,103 vessels producing a total of 125,000 metric tons of fish per year with a value of ringgit Malaysia 716 million. Under the 12 Malaysia Plan, Sarawak Marine Fisheries Department has been allocated more than 17 million to manage fisheries resources and increase the fish production in Sarawak. The proposed establishment of Sarawak-owned Department of Fisheries, which I mentioned earlier last sitting, is within the planning stage, would be able to accelerate and regulate the development of the fisheries industry in Sarawak. The main goal is to facilitate and encourage the people of Sarawak to be actively involved to tap the great potential in the deep sea fishing sector. To date, the deep sea fishing vessels quota that could be licensed in Sarawak waters stood at 560 vessels, of which 156 or 28% has been issued. Sarawak now has empowered to issue deep sea fishing licenses, following the empowerment of authority accorded to Sarawak government by the federal government under MSC3 agreement in 2022. Number 3, establishing Empurau and Tapah Belt. The interior of Sarawak is blessed with large network of pristine water bodies that provide natural habitat to many species of high-value indigenous fishes. Hence, my ministry is planning to establish indigenous fish belts, namely Empurau and Tapah Belt in Kapit and also in Bintulu Division, respectively. The Department of Agriculture has taken the initiative to upgrade the existing facilities in the inland fisheries holding station in Song, Kapit, to carry out the domestication and development of indigenous fishes such as Empurau, Sema, Labang, and also Tenggada from Katibas and Balai, with initial allocation of 105,000 ringgit, just the preliminary part of the allocation. Center will be renamed as Kapit Indigenous Fish Hatchery Center, Pusat Pembenihan Ikan Asal Kapit. Besides, 2 satellite stations in Kapit, namely Mererai and Angkuah Agriculture Station, would also be developed as inland fishery station for high-impact indigenous fishes, aquaculture, and conservation. Meanwhile, the proposed development of Tapah Belt in Bintulu will start with the upgrading of facilities at Sungai Sibiu, Inland Fisheries Station, to be renamed as Adiklam Interest, Kemenang Tapah Research and Development Center. Among others, the center will conduct research and development of tapah fish, as well as other high-value backwater ornamental fishes and aquatic plants. A satellite research facility, the Tapah Research and Conservation Ulu Binyuk Base Camp, will also be established to focus on tapah fisheries researchers. The best tapah in the world is, of course, from Sungai Binyuk. Swine industry development. Tuan Speaker, Sarawak is one of the major producers of swine and pork products in the region. As at December 2022, a total of 140,000 porkers with a value of 147 million ringgit Malaysia were exported to Singapore from pig farming area, PFA, Pasir Putih, Semunjan. Despite the outbreak of African swine fever, ASF disease in Sarawak, there are 7 commercial pig farms are still operating and spared of the issues of PFA, ASF, African swine fever. That's because of they have a better biosecurity system. PFA's facility has been approved as ASF-free compartment by Department of Veterinary Services Malaysia and Singapore Food Authority. So the ASF-free status awarded by these authorities has enabled PFA Pasir Putih to continue to supply of fresh pork to local and export market. Developing agro-food processing industry. There are opportunities for large-scale and high-impact on agro-food processing projects to assist Sarawak to meet self-sufficiency for food production as well as to reduce Sarawak dependency on imported food. In this regard, my ministry is encouraging the innovation and adoption of advanced technology in agro-food downstream activities. To accelerate the development of agro-food processing industry, the Department of Agriculture Sarawak has established the Northern Region Agro-Food Incubator, which is currently in the final stage of development. The center is expected to commence operation in the first quarter of next year. This processing center will be certified with Good Manufacturing Practice, GMP. The Department of Agriculture is also aggressively promoting other quality accreditation such as halal hazard analysis, Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point, HACCP, and Makanan Selamat Tanggungjawab Industry, MESTI. A total of 150 products owned by 9 entrepreneurs have been certified with halal and MESTI standard. Currently, a total of 12 entrepreneurs are undergoing quality accreditation training. In view of the increasing demand of agro-food processed product, my ministry will continue to intensify the development of agro-food downstream industry through product and agripreneur and development program. Strengthening agro-food sector development enablers, research and development. Atau Speaker, agriculture research, development and innovation, RD&I, is a crucial driver for agricultural productivity and production. With the vision of ensuring food security and net food exporter, the Department of Agriculture Sarawak is the principal government agencies involved in agricultural research and development. My ministry has tasked the DOA, or Department of Agriculture Sarawak, and other agriculture-related agencies to systematically conduct research activities that would suit the needs of all stakeholders and disseminate various improved crops, varieties, and technologies that are locally adapted in different agroecological regions in Sarawak. Among the research programs to increase crop production are improved seed crop management, crop protection technique, and cropping system tailored to suit the various Sarawak agroecological zone. Currently, the Department of Agriculture is aggressively promoting precision farming and the use of Internet of Things technologies in the production of high-value crops for better return. In addition, DOA Sarawak continues to enhance the capacity and capability of RD&I on the post-harvest product development activities. Some of the recent output include freeze-dried rambutan, durian, jackfruit, dabai, pandan coconut, longan, and also longan crystal. To enhance food safety and quality, the adoption of the latest technology to analyze the nutritional values in the crop produce is also given special emphasis. Among others, in the use of near-infrared spectrometry. DOS Sarawak continues to conduct pest surveillance throughout Sarawak using a digital platform named Weed Insect Microorganism Collection Sarawak, WIMICS, WIMICS. This digital platform is of great help in curbing the spread of pests and diseases affecting the agro-food production. The federal government has approved an allocation of 10 million ringgit under the 12 Malaysia Plan for the procurement of various laboratory equipment, reagents, and consumables which will greatly enhance our RD&I capability. Strengthening biosecurity measures. Fish biosecurity. Fish biosecurity measures is crucial to safeguard the fisheries industry against fish disease outbreak, because without proper measures may lead to adverse economic impact, which as well correlated with food safety and health towards consumers. In the year 2017, Sarawak experienced an outbreak of tilapia lake virus, TILV, which has led to the drastic decline in Sarawak aquaculture industry and impacted major stakeholders and investors. My ministry is planning to develop a fish biosecurity center to safeguard fish quality and safety for the industry, as well as to consumers, especially in the import and export of fish products. The Department of Agriculture Sarawak will continue to implement fish health surveillance program, quality enhancement program, conducting awareness campaign in collaboration with both states and federal agencies. Fish health surveillance program is to ensure fish farm operators comply with the biosecurity and safety guidelines. In the year 2023, a sum of 800,000 ringgit was allocated to Department of Agriculture Sarawak for this purpose. The Department of Agriculture Sarawak requires 2.1 million additional funding to upgrade the fishery station at Ramungan, Kuching as a fish biosecurity center. This center will have fish quarantine, laboratory facilities, and equipment. And this initiative will strengthen the supply chain, enhance confidence toward Sarawak products, hence widening the market access. Establishment of Sarawak Quarantine and Inspection Services, in short SAQIS, S-A-Q-I-S. The proposed establishment of Sarawak Quarantine and Inspection Services, or SAQIS, a one-stop center to undertake the biosecurity roles and function of DVS Sarawak, Department of Veterinary Services Sarawak, DOA, and also Department of Marine Fisheries Sarawak at the various immigration, custom, quarantine, and security, ICQs, complexes, the sea ports, airport, entry point, border ports, and in Sarawak. So SAQIS is an agency similar to Malaysia Quarantine and Inspection Services, MAQIS, which is under Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Malaysia. The establishment of SAQIS is the first line of defense, as its function is to safeguard the optimum health status of communities as well as maintaining the free disease status of animals such as foot and mouth disease, FMD, African swine fever, rabies, as well as food security. Talent development. Dr. Speaker, it is crucial to enhance our entrepreneurs' knowledge and skill to enable them to be competitive and deliver high-quality products. The Department of Agriculture Sarawak offered various types of training in food processing, marketing, and entrepreneurial aspect of Pusat Latihan Industri Asas Tani, PLAIT, and also at divisional agriculture offices. In the year 2023, there are 45 ongoing training programs and expected to produce around about 1,000 agripreneurs. Agriculture Institute provide structured training program in agriculture such as Seja Kemahiran Malaysia, SKM, and Seja Pertanian Malaysia, SPM. To enhance the entrepreneurs' knowledge in online marketing, Pusat Latihan Industri Asas Tani in the Department of Agriculture Sarawak has taken the initiative to organize a series of digital marketing and e-commerce courses. To date, these courses have benefited 30 entrepreneurs who are involved in agro-food downstream industry. Through their various programs and exposure, more than 50% of entrepreneurs are expected to use this platform for product marketing. There is an urgent need to address the current shortage of manpower in Department of Veterinary Services Sarawak to carry out their roles, functions, and duties. DVS Sarawak require a total of 728 personnel in various functions efficiently and effectively. Presently, the department has only 307 posts as compared to DVS Sabah of 750 manpower in various categories. A request has been submitted to the State Human Resource Department or Development and Management unit to create a field of 421 additional posts to support and regulate the livestock industry and veterinary public health. The department is in dire need of additional manpower. Dato' Speaker, financial facility. Sarawak Agro Fund, SAF, is a funding facility provided by my ministry through Sarawak Land Development Board, SLDB, with a budget of 150 million ringgit. This funding facility is offered to eligible entrepreneurs in the form of grant or soft loan. As of 30th April 2023, a total of SAF approved to 50 agripreneurs amounted to 105.85 million ringgit, out of which grant amounted to 13.46 million and soft loan 92.39 million. These agripreneurs are involved in various agriculture subsectors such as modern farming of cash crop, fruits like pineapple, coconut, aquaculture, poultry, ruminant, food processing, and swine. A total of 56.6 million ringgit, which is about 53.4%, was approved to 44 micro and small enterprises, and 21.25 million ringgit, which is 20.08%, was approved to 4 medium-scale enterprises. Another 28 million, which is 26.45%, was granted for swine and poultry companies. Since inception in 2019, this facility has received an overwhelming response from industry players. Currently, based on the number of applications being processed, an additional budget of 100 million is required for SAF facilities. Thrust number 3, augmenting farm infrastructure, distributing, marketing, and agriculture producers. Dr. Speaker, my ministry will continue to undertake the following initiative to ensure the agriculture sector can be developed into industry supported by a complete supply chain. Number 1, farm infrastructure. Farm road is a vital component of agriculture infrastructure to ensure farms are connected to market, particularly in the rural areas. To address these connectivity limitations, the Department of Agriculture Sarawak has sought funding from both federal and state government to build, upgrade, and maintain farm road in all divisions. With that, last 3 years, 2020 to 2022, a total of 317 projects totaling to 272 kilometers of road and with a total of cost 45 million ringgit have been completed and benefit about 7,000 farmers. In the year 2023, the Department of Agriculture Sarawak will continue to improve connectivity in Sarawak. With an approved allocation of 10 million from Sarawak government, 1 million from the federal government, another 4.5 million under MARIS, MARRIS, the US Sarawak will implement a total of 74 farm road projects totaling 55 kilometers, benefiting around 1,200 farmers. In 2023, the Department of Irrigation and Drainage Sarawak have received allocation of 42.2 million ringgit to implement 200 MARIS projects and 83 drainage and irrigation schemes throughout Sarawak. All projects are in various stages of implementation. Besides, the DID Sarawak is actively implementing various farm infrastructure projects funded by the federal government that include Jalan Ladang Pekebun Kecil (JLPK), Program Jalan Luar Bandar, Program Jambatan Luar Bandar, Jalan Perhubungan Desa (JPD), Jalan Perhubungan Desa Jalan Ladang Pertanian (JPD-JLP), Projek Amenity Social (PAMS), dan Program Amenity Social (BANJI) Banjir. Strengthening distribution and marketing efficiency. Mr. Speaker, the Sarawak government has acknowledged the difficulties that are faced by farmers and producers to bring their produces to the market. To address this issue, my ministry has introduced an initiative to establish market infrastructures and facilities throughout Sarawak. The initiative is a vital component of agriculture supply chain, support the drive for rapid commercialization of agriculture sector. Up to now, my ministry has adopted two concepts of market infrastructure and facilities. One, Collection, Processing, Packaging Center, CPPC, and Agri-Food Terminal. CPPC is operated by a single operator, acting as an anchor company that has the capacity and market access. Meanwhile, Agri-Food Terminal or wholesale market is operated as a wholesaling platform that houses multiple tenants to collect, store, and distribute agricultural produces within the area. To date, my ministry has completed the construction of 3 CPPCs, one in Tarat, Lawas, and in Limbang, and wholesale market in Kota Samarahan. Another CPPC in Laya Betong is under construction and expected to be completed by the year 2024. The government has approved the construction of CPPC in Long Lama and Sabangan. 6 agri-food terminals have also been approved to be implemented in Semenggok, Lundu, Lachau, Bebuling, Sungai Baji, and Kapit. Meanwhile, several areas farmers organization PPK are also implementing similar projects at a smaller scale to cater for their own needs toward providing collection, processing, and distributing services for their members' products. My ministry acknowledged the request by some honorable members of this August House to establish CPPC and agri-food terminal in their respective constituency. However, a detailed feasibility study is needed to assess the economic viability before setting up a new one. This is to ensure investment in these facilities is sustainable. To further expand market access for agricultural producers, my ministry has embarked on promoting e-commerce initiative. The State Farmers Organization PPNS and Area Farmers Organization PPK has been entrusted to undertake the marketing function for agricultural producers and products in Sarawak, complementing the role of Federal Agriculture Marketing Authority, FAMA. In 2021, a sum of Ringgit 3 million had been allocated to PPNS and PPK to enhance its marketing capabilities. To date, PPNS and PPK has successfully established e-shop concept with multiple outlets to serve the consumers. Intensifying investment and trade promotion. Apart from project development program, entrepreneurs are also assisted in the marketing aspect through promotional activities such as involvement in various types of trade expos. In the year 2023, DOS Sarawak, together with 100 entrepreneurs, plan to participate in 10 trade expos in effort to introduce their respective products to the market. Thrust number 4, uplifting the livelihood of farmers and rural community. Datuk Speaker, issues and challenges. Majority of our farming community is still practicing subsistence farming and having small plots of farm that are scattered and fragmented. Their production is inconsistent in terms of volume, while the quality often do not meet the export market requirement. Hence, therefore, the farmers and smallholders must be able to transform and change their mindset and embrace a commercial approach to farming and to adopt modern farming technologies. My ministry will continue to transform the smallholders into an organized group to enable systematic implementation of development programs and projects. Among the various initiatives to encourage the farmers venturing into commercial agriculture are: 1, to strengthen smallholding groups, that is to have a smallholdings program. For the year 2023, a total of 16 programs and projects under DOA Sarawak have been approved to be implemented throughout Sarawak. These programs and projects are funded through various sources of funds from federal and Sarawak government. The projects implemented are focusing on planting and rehabilitating the food crops such as vegetables and fish and fruits. The assistance given to farmers include agricultural input such as fertilizer, pesticide and farm equipment, as well as allocating farming area. Programs and projects that are currently implemented are as follows. 1, federal government funded program and project. To Speaker, a sum of 8.7 million ringgit has been approved by the Department of Agriculture Sarawak to implement various food crops development program for smallholders. The program include program pembangunan tanam sayuran dan kontan, kopi, coconut, industri buah-buahan, pembangunan TKPM, teman kekal pengeluaran makanan, pembangunan ekonomi baru, naik taraf agri-food park, pembangunan pertanian komuniti dan peningkatan pendapatan sawah, especially those under B40 group. Sarawak government funded program and projects. A sum of for 2023, for the year 2023, a sum of 3 million was approved to the Department of Agriculture Sarawak to implement coconut development program, fruit crops development program, program pelbagai pertanian, pembangunan dan penyelenggaraan TKPM, dan juga program pembangunan pertanian di kawasan pendapatan semula, program pembangunan industri kopi. Inland Fisheries Development. Among the services provided by Inland Fisheries Division in the Department of Agriculture Sarawak to aquaculture farmers include technical and development focused assistance and training to promote the adoption of sustainable aquaculture practices. These include research, licensing, and good farming practices. Agro-based industry development. A sum of 1.24 million ringgit has been allocated to DOA for various product development and entrepreneurship programs, which will benefit 90 participants in the year 2023. Rural Social Economic Development. Program Perumahan Rakyat Termiskin, PPRT. The program Perumahan Rakyat Termiskin aims to improve the quality of life for the hardcore poor and poor households by providing safer and better housing and living conditions for them. The Ministry of Rural and Regional Development Malaysia, KKDW, has appointed my ministry to coordinate the implementation of PPRT project by district offices in Sarawak. As of May 2022 this year, KKDW has allocated a sum of 23.56 million in phase 1 and 2 for the implementation of 767 units for building new houses and repair works in Sarawak, which are implemented by various agencies such as District Office, Giat Mara, and KKW Sarawak branch, which are currently at the preliminary stage of implementation. Rural ICT and Human Capacity Training Program. The objective of this program, probably I mentioned this in last sitting, the objective of this program is to provide training to rural community aims at increasing the level of ICT literacy in product marketing and adoption of smart farming. The programs include 1, program latihan penggunaan modal insan luar bandar, 2, sustainable modern agriculture through rural technopreneurship smart program, smart farming program, school smart farming program for the rural school, and program latihan ICT and digital luar bandar. Thus, my ministry has planned to carry 26 series of training programs targeting about 800 participants throughout Sarawak this year. Coastal erosion protection and river mouth rehabilitation. Dr. Speaker, increased coastal erosion program is in the shore of Sarawak has threatened local human life as well as caused damages to property and land. The Department of Irrigation and Drainage Sarawak is responsible to provide erosion control infrastructure essential to mitigate this threat in affected areas. For this purpose, Sarawak government has approved an allocation amounting to 6.5 million, of which the project is expected to be called for tender September this year. In addition, 12 Malaysia Plan, federal government has approved 76 million ringgit for the DID Sarawak to implement 4 coastal erosion protection projects. River clearing and rehabilitation. The Speaker, DID is also responsible to rehabilitate and conserve rivers to minimize flood risk. In 2023, Sarawak government has allocated 29.5 million in addition to the annual allocation of 1 million for river clearing works and riverbank protection projects throughout Sarawak. All the projects are scheduled to be completed by December 2023. Meanwhile, the federal government has also approved 16.25 million for the same purpose to be completed by December this year. Thrust number 5, strengthening agro-commodity development. Mr. Speaker, the agro-commodity subsector is the backbone of Sarawak agriculture industry. Comprises oil palm, rubber, pepper, sago, cocoa are the major contributors to Sarawak GDP. Combinedly, the agro-commodity subsector contributed 18.25 billion of export earning and 17.9% of Sarawak export in 2021. As at 31st December 2022, 1.77 million hectare of land has been planted with commodity crops, of which 91.5% are planted with oil palm. With the exception of oil palm, areas planted with other commodities crops are declining. To address over-reliance on oil palm or single cropping, my ministry will promote and develop rubber, sago and nipah through the recent establishment of Sarawak Rubber Industry Board, SARIB, SARIB, and Sago and Nipah Development Board, SNDB. Thrust number 6, unlocking potential of NCR land for agriculture. In line with Sarawak government policy to discontinue the development of large-scale plantation on state land, NCR land is now the last development frontier. The total size of NCR land is estimated around 1.5 million hectares. To date, about 199,000 hectares of NCR land has been approved for various agricultural development, of which 106 hectares, or 93%, have been developed. The main objective for NCR land development is to open the interior part of Sarawak and improve the socio-economic status of Bumiputra community and the rural areas through various NCR land development models and agriculture programs. In spite of its potential, the physical nature of status of NCR land, the attitude and perception of the landowners toward the new concept of NCR land development, and other external factors remain the persistent issues or challenges that has hindered the smooth implementation and very often delays project implementation. NCR land development for high-value crops. Dr. Speaker, my ministry will intensify the development of native land with high-value food crops to create new economic opportunities for the people of Sarawak. To achieve this goal, my ministry will be working closely with local communities, farmers, and other stakeholders to identify the most suitable crops for each area of NCR land, mainly using large-scale organized smallholding or smallholding development approaches. Large-scale organized smallholding approach, Mr. Speaker, for large-scale organized smallholding approach, my ministry has implemented 3 models: project management model, joint venture model, and leasing model. Under the project management model, a total of 64,358 hectares are being planted by various agencies, including SACRA, 51,295 hectares with 21,141 participants, SLDB, 626 hectares with 207 participants, FECRA, 12,437 hectares with 2,668 participants. Under the joint venture model, a total of 93,202 hectares of NCR land in 48 NCR land development areas have been developed by JV companies or JVC under SCDA as the trustee, representing a total of 17,643 registered participants. As at 31st March 2023, the NCR Land Development JV project has generated a total of 519 million ringgit in form of upfront payment, annual incentive, and dividend, which have been paid to participating landowners. Sarawak Land Conservation and Rehabilitation Authority, SACRA, is another principal agency that has been tasked to transform and improve rural community livelihood through NCR land development. As at April 2023, SACRA has developed and planted a total of 51,295 hectares of land for oil palm cultivation under 19 estates in Kuching, Siriaman, and Betong Division. Out of these, 26,628 hectares, which is 52%, are mature field. 10,100 hectares, 20% are immature, and 14,567 hectares, 28%, are in the process of replanting. Under the 12 Malaysia Plan, Rolling Plan 4, SACRA is requesting for 10 million ringgit from federal government in form of loan to initiate the new planting of oil palm in Sri K and Sibu Division. The new planting project involving 6,400 hectares is estimated to cost around 153.6 million ringgit and shall benefit more than 1,400 participants from 70 villages. In ensuring the landowners are benefiting from their land development project, my ministry will continue to monitor the performance of JV companies and review the model to meet its objective. My ministry is also aware that some NCR land owners are developing their land by leasing or renting out their land to private companies or individuals through their own initiative. However, this arrangement needs to be regularized to avoid any legal complication and to protect the interests of both parties. Small hoarding and block planting development approach. Mr. Speaker, the second approach of NCR land development is small hoarding development program, which are mainly undertaken by the Department of Agriculture Sarawak and Malaysian Palm Oil Board, MPOB. Currently, there are 243,600 hectares being planted by registered independent smallholders. In addition, my ministry will continue to develop NCR land with other crop, which is 347,000 hectares, has been utilized for this purpose. NCR land development promotion. My ministry will continue to encourage NCR landowners to open their land for development through various promotional programs such as Dialogue on NCR Land Development, Agriculture Expo, Agriculture Community Outreach Program, AgriCorp, and Agriculture Transformation Seminar. To date, my ministry has registered 134 applications from landowners through their respective ADC, Area Development Committee, or Jawatankuasa Kemajuan dan Keselamatan Kampung, JKK, to develop their land involving 422 and 350,000 hectares. To date, 53 applications involving 121,000 hectares have been approved as NCR land development area. All the applications for development are duly administered by one-stop center of State Task Force or NCR land development to ensure NCR land are developed in sustainable manner, benefiting landowners and also investors. Next, I will update on rabies. Mr. Speaker, since rabies outbreak first appeared in Sarawak in 2017, our state has been actively taking measures to combat the disease. As of now, a total of 198 as of 8 May this year, anti-rabies vaccination has been administered, with more vaccination programs being planned for the rest of the year. However, we still continue to face challenges as the Department of Veterinary Services Sarawak receives an average of 250 animal bite notification every month. Location for the 42 animal rabies positive sample from 81 collected this year. All positive animal sampling cases this year are still within the previous declared rabies-infected areas. Since 2017, a total of 72 areas in Sarawak have been declared as rabies-infected areas. Kuching, Semarahan, Sirian, Seriaman, Betong, Sibu, Serike, Kapit, Mukah, Bintulu, Limbang. All the division, none is spared. Everyone has got the same problem. Since 2017, 366 rabid dogs bites recorded with 300 patients survived due to early treatment. Sadly, 66 human rabies cases with 59 deaths due to delay or no treatment since the rabies outbreak was declared in the state on July 1st, 2017. This year alone, we have a worrying number increase of human rabies, for example, for this year. 11 cases were reported, 9 deaths. So I appeal to the public, appeal to the authority to work together in full cooperation. Rabies is preventable. Once you get bitten, immediately you must seek treatment. Immediately. That requires only 4 injections. I have my own officers who actually got bitten by the dog while he was in the petrol station. He quickly went to the hospital. Now he's attending the Dewan. So therefore, it is very important to take such a step. As such, it's crucial to constantly elevate awareness on rabies prevention. Vaccination and control measures are, as well as finding effective strategies and solutions to eradicate rabies in Sarawak. And I also appeal to the animal lovers, dog lovers, to be rational in their approach in trying to, we need their full cooperation. The state government is very much committed to this goal with funds allocation for manpower, logistics, and resources that are much needed to combat this disease. Part of our action plan are also targeted toward maintaining collaboration and communication with our bordering neighbors in Sabah, Brunei, Indonesia, to monitor the border control and migration economy animals. Immune Belt Enforcement Team, IBET, under the State Security Unit has vaccinated more than 17,000 head of dogs, covering 378 villages, comprising 32 teams since its establishment on September last year. Thank you very much. I appreciate the IBET team. We are not alone in our fight against rabies. This vaccine-preventable disease actually occurs in half of the world region. More than 150 countries and territories as a zoonotic disease. It requires close cross-sectorial coordination, as I mentioned earlier, at the national, regional, and global levels. In fact, we have our soon rabies, Rabies in Borneo conference. Please, I'm inviting everyone to attend so that we know how and what we're supposed to do. Response to the issue of raised by honorable members. Mr. Speaker, I would like to respond to the various issues, requests, views, comments, and suggestions made by honorable members on relating to my ministry. And before that, I want to record my appreciation to all the members for your concern and also advice that recommendation that you have put forward. The honorable members have participated in the debate also that will be recorded by my ministry. First, the most popular one, food basket. Untuk melumat label mat bagi Daro, Kementerian Sihat telah pun mengenal pasti kawasan seluas 7,375 hektar yang merangkumi Sungai Ilas, Sungai Sependam, Muara Setubah, Sungai Ulin yang berpotensi untuk dibangunkan sebagai kawasan pengeluaran tanaman makanan berskala komersial. Setakat ini, 2,776 hektar telah dibangunkan dengan pelbagai aktiviti pertanian seperti tanam sitrus, nanas, padi, sagu, serta aktiviti perikanan darat dan ternakan. Kerajaan juga telah meluluskan peruntukan sejumlah 30 juta ringgit untuk menaik taraf infrastruktur pertanian di kawasan Sungai Ilas sebenar Blok A3 seluas 713 hektar dan akan dilaksanakan oleh Jabatan Pengairan dan Saliran Sarawak Isu kedua, paddy development. For the information of Honourable Member for Baklalan, Adan rice has become one of the most popular agricultural products from Sarawak. In the year 2022, Adan rice has been registered under Geographical Indication, GI. The Department of Agriculture Sarawak has introduced certification program for Adan rice under MyGAP, MyGAP, Good Agriculture Practice, and MyOrganic. I hope the YB is not here. Industri perikanan dan nelayan. Untuk maklumat ahli yang berhormat bagi talian dan beting maru, kerajaan melalui Jabatan Pertanian Sarawak, Jabatan Perikanan Laut Sarawak dan Lembaga Kemajuan Ikan LKIM telah mengambil pelbagai inisiatif untuk membantu para nelayan. Antara inisiatif yang sedang dilaksanakan adalah seperti program pembangunan usahawan asas perikanan, penyediaan kemudahan infrastruktur pendaratan ikan, penyediaan kemudahan pemasaran dan promosi, dan mempelbagaikan sumber pendapatan melalui aktiviti aquaculture, pertanian moden dan juga pengeluaran produk hiliran. Untuk menambah ahli yang berhormat bagi beting maru, kerajaan akan meneliti keperluan untuk menambah tukun tiruan yang akan dilabuhkan di sepanjang perairan pantai Sarawak. Pembangunan industri komoditi. Untuk maklumat ahli yang berhormat bagi Bukit Semuja, Kementerian saya sedia maklum mengenai polisi European Deforestation Free Regulation, EUDR, yang telah diperkenalkan oleh Kesatuan Eropah, EU, untuk mengahadkan penggunaan produk agro-komoditi di seluruh dunia. Ia akan menyebabkan kesan negatif ke atas pengeluaran komoditi negara ini. Kerajaan sedang dan akan melaksanakan pelbagai strategi untuk mempromosi keluaran agro-komoditi secara mampan. Selain giat promote persejilan Malaysia Sustainable Palm Oil, MSPO, di seluruh negara yang meliputi semua peringkat rantaian pengeluaran di sektor tersebut. For the information of Honourable Member for Tamin, the government has no plan to provide price subsidy assistance for oil palm, as the average price of this commodity is currently at a high level. However, the government through MPOB and Department of Agriculture have implemented various schemes and assistance in terms of loans and grant to oil palm smallholders. Untuk maklumat yang berhormat bagi Meluan, kerajaan melalui Lembaga Kemajuan Tanah Sarawak SADB mempunyai pembiayaan projek lada termasuk creamy white pepper di bawah Sarawak Agro Fund yang boleh dipohon oleh penguasa lada secara komersial dan pembelian mesin dan peralatan kilang yang dalam memproses lada. Delivery system by Department of Agriculture Sarawak. For the information of the Honourable Member for Katibas, regarding reviewing work process of Department of Agriculture Sarawak, the department is continuously improving SOP or Standard Operating Procedure in providing the scheme and assistance to the farmers. On the other hand, the department is in the process of strengthening the department organizational capacity such as manpower, facilities, logistic in order to provide better service to agriculture community, including in Katibas area. Program and project pertanian. Untuk melemah berhormat bagi Daro untuk membangunkan tanah hak adat Bumi Putra yang telah disukat. Kementerian telah memperkenalkan modul PPCP, Public Private Community Partnership. Pemilik tanah akan membangunkan tanah pemilikan masing-masing secara kontrak atau contract farming bersama dengan syarikat peneraju yang berpotensi dan mempunyai kapasiti yang boleh dipercayai. Untuk maklumat ahli yang berhormat bagi talian, dalam usaha untuk membantu golongan petani dalam pemasaran hasil pertanian, Kementerian saya telah melaksanakan beberapa inisiatif untuk memperkasakan rantaian bakalan makanan. Antara inisiatif yang dilaksanakan adalah penggunaan platform e-dagang untuk memperluaskan pemasaran produk pertanian dan pembangunan infrastruktur pemasaran, pusat pengumpulan, pasar borong, pasar tani dan pasar nelayan. Agriculture Training Center. For the information of Honourable Member for Pelagus, my ministry through the Department of Agriculture has submitted a proposal for the construction of Nanga Mujung Kapit Agriculture Training Center in midterm review of 12 Malaysia Plan under Public Work Department of Sarawak, list of construction project and waiting for allocation approval from the government. Pembangunan tanah hak adat Bumi Putra. Untuk melemak labor mat bagi Tamin, tanah hak adat Bumi Putra yang tidak dibangunkan di dalam kawasan projek usaha-sama, pemilik tanah boleh memohon kepada Jabatan Tanah dan Sawit supaya tanah tersebut disukat di bawah Seksyen 6 dan seterusnya Seksyen 18 Kanun Tanah Negeri. Justru itu tiada sebarang professional list dikeluarkan kepada syarikat-syarikat pelabur untuk syarikat usaha sama atau syarikat usaha sama. Hanya geran tunggal akan dikeluarkan dengan syarikat kepada syarikat usaha sama bagi kawasan yang telah siap dibangunkan. Untuk melemak labor mat bagi Meluan, kerajaan telah melantik perunding untuk menjalankan penguditan ke atas projek usaha sama joint venture dan kini dalam fasa akhir penyediaan laporan. Untuk melemak labor mat bagi Pelagus juga, bagi tanah hak adat Bumi Putra yang tidak dapat dibangunkan di NCR Land Development JV Balih Confluence, ianya adalah tertaluk kepada pematuhan polisi iaitu No Deforestation, No Pit and No Exploitation NDPE. Pemilik tanah boleh memohon kepada SCD untuk dikeluarkan daripada kawasan pembangunan. Hakisan pantai dan pemeliharaan tebing sungai. Untuk melemah yang berhormat bagi Balengian, kerajaan juga telah melaksanakan projek pembinaan benteng pelindungan hakisan tebingan Kampung Litong fasa 4 bahagian Mukah di bawah peruntukan persekutuan sejumlah RM800,000. Di samping itu, bagi mengatasi masalah hakisan di Kampung Soyong dan kawasan-kawasan lain seperti yang dinyatakan, Jabatan Pengairan dan Saluran Sarawak akan membuat siasatan tapak dan mengemukakan cadangan untuk pelaksanaan projek tersebut. Untuk melemah labor mat bagi Telian, Jabatan Pengairan dan Saluran Sarawak telah mengemukakan cadangan projek pemeliharaan tebing batang Mukah antara Sungai Penakup dan Sungai Telian dan projek pengawalan hakisan Pantai Petanak daerah Mukah melalui Rajang Delta Development Agency (RADA) RADDA dengan kos projek masing-masing dianggar berjumlah 40 juta dan 20 juta. Untuk maklumat ahli yang berhormat bagi Lingga, di dalam kajian separuh penggal RMK Ke-12, Jabatan Pengairan dan Saluran Sarawak telah mengemukakan cadangan projek rancangan tempatan banjir di Pekan Lingga dan projek pengawalan hakisan pantai di Pantai Tanjung Riung Maludam dengan anggaran kos keseluruhan berjumlah 107.5 juta. Untuk maklumat ahli yang berhormat yang bagi Kabung, sebanyak 15 juta telah diluluskan di bawah projek rakyat untuk melaksanakan projek hakisan tebingan sungai Seblak di Kampung Sungai Benang, Kabung. Manakala bagi projek Sungai Seblak Division Channel Sungai Empayang, Kabung, ianya telah dikemukakan di bawah kajian separuh penggal Rancangan Malaysia Ke-12. Pembangunan pertanian di OPA. Untuk maklumat ahli yang berhormat bagi OPA, Kementerian saya melalui Jabatan Pertanian Sarawak juga telah membuat kajian dan penelitian mengenai kesesuaian penggunaan tanah di kawasan OPA. Berdasarkan maklumat yang telah pun diperolehi, antara tanaman yang sesuai adalah kopi, durian dan nanas. Bagi memberi pendedahan kepada golongan muda, pelbagai kursus-kursus berkaitan dengan pertanian moden seperti hidroponik dan fertigasi dianjurkan di kawasan kampung secara in situ melalui program pengembangan pertanian. Rural Growth Center. Untuk maklumat yang berhormat bagi OPA, bahawa masa ini Kementerian saya baru menerima kertas cadangan perniagaan daripada pelabur yang berminat untuk membangunkan kuasa RGC OPA, dayanya masih dalam peringkat penilaian. Untuk maklumat yang berhormat bagi Meting Baru, proses tubuh duga peserta projek penempatan semula nelayan Beladin telah dilaksanakan. Peserta yang telah berjaya di temuduga tersebut akan dibentangkan dalam mesyuarat jawatankuasa induk projek khas perumahan nelayan untuk kelulusan. Kementerian saya juga telah mengemukakan permohonan pertambahan siling bagi projek pembinaan jeti nelayan RGC Beladin di bawah kajian separuh penggal Rancangan Malaysia Ke-12. Penyelenggaraan parit dan pintu air. Untuk melemah yang berhormat bagi Kabung, kerajaan telah meluluskan sejumlah 65 juta di bawah rancangan Malaysia Ke-12 untuk yang melibatkan peruntukan persekutuan bagi tujuan baik pulih infrastruktur pertanian seperti ban, perimeter dan juga pintu air. Sarawak Agrofund. Untuk melemah yang berhormat bagi Meluan, Sarawak Agrofund yang diperkenalkan kepada September 2019 adalah pembiayaan untuk membantu agropreneur berskala komersial SME di dalam bandar maupun di luar bandar. Bagi pembiayaan geran, nilai minima adalah RM200,000 hingga RM500,000. Keutamaan diberikan kepada pengusaha-pengusaha yang sudah mempunyai hasil jualan. Untuk pembiayaan mudah soft loan, nilai pembiayaan adalah seperti berikut. For small and micro applicant, between 300,000 to 700,000. For the medium scale, 700 to 3 million. 700,000 to 3 million. For the corporate scale is higher, which is 3 million to 10 million. Syarat-syarat dan the terms adalah berbeza menurut kepada saiz operasi serta kedudukan kewangan pemohon. Agriculture Food Terminal. For the information of the honourable member for Pelagos, as of the construction of Agriculture Food Terminal and Kapit, the project is in the planning stage. Public Works Department will be appointed as the implementing agency. A sum of 5 million has been allocated for this project. Dato' Speaker, in conclusion, finally, I wish to express my sincere gratitude and thanks to Tan Sri Dato' Amar Speaker for the smooth proceeding, or Tan Sri Speaker for the smooth proceedings of current sitting in this August House. And also my thanks to all my members, all the members here in this August House for your kind attention and decorum and discipline. My appreciation also goes to the Honourable State Secretary, Yang Arif, State Attorney General, State Financial Secretary, and all officers from various Sarawak and federal ministries and agencies for their commitment and dedication in providing the necessary inputs and support for the smooth proceedings of this August House. My special thanks to all my officers from my ministry and agencies for their effort and commitment and the input given by them during the sitting. Finally, I would like to extend my greeting to all my Dayak friends, Selamat Hari Gawai, Gayu Guru Geranyamai, to all my Muslim friends, Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri, and Selamat Hari Wesak. And also, with that, Dr. Speaker, with all the aforesaid mentioned, I support the motion by the Tuan Yang Terutama during his opening address in this Mesyuarat Pertama bagi Penggal Kedua Persidangan Dewan Undangan Negeri Ke-19. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Yang Berhormat Menteri Industri Makanan, Komoditi dan Pembangunan Wilayah. Very smooth and profound reply. We shall now adjourn for lunch. Seems that we have very short lunch. We shall adjourn until 3 p.m. this afternoon.